You do not seek an alliance. You seek a throne. You will live to regret this, old man.
Amazing.
Screen Rant?
Yes.
We love you.
Oh, thank you. Well, congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
was in the panel. It looks gorgeous.
Oh,
I cannot wait to take my 11 and 13-year-old daughters. I know we're big into anime, so they're going to love it. So going off of that, what does it mean to both of you that this could very well be the introduction for a whole new generation to Lord of the Rings?
I think the reason that one of the reasons why this project was given a go, I think that's in a lot of people's mind. Why anime? You know, I get that a lot. You know, and the reason for that is because of exactly like your children. They're growing up on steady exposure to manga and anime, unlike more adult generation who are. Who might be a fan, who might be a casual viewer, but not really from the background of the anime and manga, just not experiencing it in the background. So, but, the Lord of the Rings being, I mean, there's fantastic films by Peter Jackson, but that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And so how do we bring this back and how do we start this again? And I think that was the big question that must have been in the minds of studio. And when we got this offer, I think the idea was to try and broaden the appeal. Mm-hmm. Because yes, of course the movies, yes, but it'll have to come with certain built-in expectations of fans who have seen it before. But how do we expand that, and how do we expose it to the younger generation, and how do we create an entry point for them as well? So I think that's one of the reasons why this project was given its birth, you know, and so that's how I see it, and hopefully you will enjoy it because we've done faithful and job to faithful work to the movies that you love and the Tolkien that you love, but also your kids.
Yeah,
good introduction, good entry point for them to come in and then enjoy that universe with you. You know, all over again.
And then we can start the movies.
There we go.
Yes, exactly. So same question.
Yeah. この映画をアニメでやる意味とか、新しい世代にやっぱりアピールするためにこうアニメに作った概というかということにちょっと話していただけますか。
そうですね。やっぱりこう広くアニメーションがすごく普及してきたと思うんですよね。今までアニメーションって一部のファンマニアの人たちが見るものであるとか、そう子供向けであるとか、それが大人の鑑賞にも耐えるアニメーションっていうのを日本では作っていて、それが海外でもすごくこう広がっていて、一つの作品をまた違うファンたちを引き込むことができるのがアニメーションなんじゃないかなと思っていて、そういう意味ですでに映画化されてる作品なんですけれども、新しいファン、アニメーションを見てるファンたちっていうのもこの作品でこう入ってきてくれる、そういう機会になるんじゃないかなと思います。
So I think animation, by itself as a medium, as a it's got its own set of fans and it's got its own set of visual expression and then people who love it. And so one of the things I think that's constantly being discussed is how do we introduce this wonderful new thing to a new audience. And part of that is not just generational thing, but for people who love animation and who are interested in Tolkien universe being expressed in this way. I mean, that's a new frontier. So I think for this film, that's the new possibility that we're introducing. Look, we can open this to new way of expressing, a new way of visually expressing the wonderful world of J.R.R. Tolkien. So that's how I see it. Yeah.
Amazing. And what would you say was the biggest challenge in bringing Lord of the Rings into anime form?
You mean other than no time and
Maybe that, yeah.
Always needed more money and all that, and people,
Understaffed, underbudgeted.
No, I think, we had because studios have a certain time frame, that where they have to schedule a film and it has to get out in a certain time. And so, obviously we were given a window, and initially it was about 2.5 years without a script, turned into 3. And now the condition was this needed to be hand-drawn.
Oh, yeah.
That
can take some time.
Yeah. So when he said yes, after I talked to him about it, both of us basically said, impossible. It's one of those things,
Yeah.
There's an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, of course.
But so you don't refuse, but you're like, how do we do this? It's like, that, literally it's been like, we didn't know how we would finish this literally until end of last year, like late last year. Literally, like we just didn't know how we would finish.
But you did it.
Well, it's one of those movie god intervened, like that kind of thing. But it normally this movie, this scale, if it's hand drawn, because the thing is, it's like, hey, 90 minutes, easy, and then you go in, and then the script is like 3 hours, and then, right? And there's, it's Lord of the Rings, so you gotta have, it's Rohan, so you have to have thousands of horses, and then, you gotta have monsters. Oh, water's not enough. Oh, can we have Momokill? Oh, we're going from this location to that location to that location. Like, and so there was that process, but we also kind of were in the same wavelength, though. It's like, you have to do that,
Can't say no.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess we have to do it, and so, there was that, and so, it was a huge challenge just because of, the time it takes to draw, because it's hand drawn, horses, just drawing one horse moving around by one animator is hard enough. 2,000 on screen, like fighting with the intricate armors. When they turn, like CG or, live action, you just shoot them like that, but then you have to draw them all, so he was just like, and so that's how it went. But he, we basically found all the tricks that we could find in our pocket, and then just threw all that into the film, and then it came together eventually. It's a miracle. I can't take credit for it. I don't know who did this. I think God did it. It's incredible, and all credits go to him and his artwork. He hardly slept. Producers.
Yeah,
they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Checking every once in a while.
So it was just tough. Just because of the medium that we were using. Yeah. And the amount of scale, and then there are constant changes. There are constant attempt to refine it, and it's a hand drawn. Once you're done, it's done. It's like, it's like Peter was like, oh, can we have more horses? I'm like,
like horses. This isn't enough.
I have a burning village, and it's just I have a bunch of new wild men. I'm like, we got to draw them all,
Yeah.
But we were like literally, running out of people too. So we worked with companies around the world. It's more than 60 companies, I think. Yeah. So we had to just wrangle it all in different languages. In Japan, with English script. So
challenges, none. So none is your answer.
But
no challenges.
So it's my job to complain, and I always complain, but I have to say though, Warner Brothers stepped up every time we needed help, when we needed more budget or when we needed this. They knew that we needed it, and every time they stepped up and supported us. And the Weta, Peter Jackson, Philippa, Fran, the entire team, actually, half the film actually, we had the same folks from the trilogy and The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, the team, the sound team that we had, Oscar-winning team, Mike Hedges' team. They literally, they worked on all the films. They literally were coming off of Avatar 2 and Dune 2. So the sound is fantastic.
Yeah.
Mark Wilshire, who worked on all 5 films, I think he was involved from Two Towers. He worked on music with us. Alan Lee, John Howe, we had, they all came, and Weta's team fully, cooperating with us and just opening their doors to us with no limitations. And it's just, I don't think without it we could have done this. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's it. They're wrapping us, but thank you. Yeah, no, it's all right. They're trying to kick. I think there's someone else coming in here.
Okay.
But congratulations. It looked beautiful what we saw. I cannot wait to see it.
Please come see it. Yeah,
I know. I'm going to bring my kids. We're in.
I rarely say that about the titles that I produce. I mean, because I really can't.
Yeah.
Because you always see flaws in it. This one, it's just something that I think I can be, really proud of. He can be proud of, and I think our staff's proud of. We really just put everything we had into this one. So please come see it.
Yeah.
We really hope you guys enjoy it and love it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
The boy I knew would never wish for war.
The boy you knew is gone.
Fire!